All right. So, hello everyone. I want to thank you all for coming to our webinar today. We're going to touch base on all things DCON and hopefully cover any questions you guys may have been thinking of. But if not, at the very end of the meeting, we will go back over it and then open the floor to any questions that you guys may have. And we're pretty much overall here to convince you to go to DCON and different ways that we can help you. So it is our 87th annual district conference, and it'll be presented by myself, Gavin. I'm the DCON chair, and then different committee members, which you may have heard talking. We'll have Melissa Dahmer, Division 12 Lieutenant Governor, and Cadence Whitehouse, which is the 9B Lieutenant Governor. So you may be wondering, if you have never gone, what is DCON? DCON is the 87th annual District Education and Leadership Convention. I know it doesn't seem much like DCON abbreviation, but that's what it stands for. It sounds confusing, but you'll kind of figure it out as it goes on. We usually have about over 1,200 key clubbers and advisors from Florida, Cayman Islands, and the Turks and Caicos. So those are like connecting islands from Florida, and they all fly into DCON. So it's always fun and nice to meet them and become friends and get connections. At DCON, we'll have special workshops for you guys, inspiring keynote speakers, and you guys are able to help elect our new district officers. But overall, it's just a weekend of fun, leadership, education, and fun. And once you guys do go or have had someone who has gone, you can ask them, and it's really just a great experience. So we'll kind of cover more things further on in this meeting. So what do we do at DCON? And this was a question asked in the form you guys filled out. And I just touched base on a few things that we do. But there is a lot of different things we do at DCON, and I couldn't provide them all here today. But you guys can always check out the schedule at a glance, which is posted on our website, and take a look at that. But overall, you're networking and meeting new people. You guys have Thursday through about Sunday morning to meet new people and get those connections, share ideas, everything like that. I know I've made some great friends from DCON, even my 9th grade year when I was just a member. So that's great. If you guys are big on showing nice outfits and fancy and all of that kind of stuff, this is your weekend. You guys are able to showcase your nice outfits, such as suits, dresses, anything like that. We have like a night for our governor's ball where you can wear your ball gown dresses and everything like that. So it's really fun. The name sounds confusing, but again, it's just an abbreviation for a weekend of fun. You guys will make great memories here, hopefully, and just have a great time. And that's what we really hope for. And if you are a delegate and you're chosen to be a delegate, there is 2 from every school, and you pretty much vote to elect our next district board. And then you also vote on the new incoming bylaws on that. So be paying attention. If you need more information on that, we can let you know at the end of the meeting if you ask a question. So we also have an optional ice cream social. If you guys saw that on your DCON registration, it is $15, and it's pretty much you get a ticket and you go there at any given time of the convention when necessary or allowed, of course, not during like a workshop or anything. But you guys are able to mingle and meet new people there as well. And it's a really great opportunity. And then unlimited memories. Again, the memories never stop coming. You meet new people. We have a talent show, which we'll talk about later on. And there's just a lot of great things.
Alrighty, guys. So getting down to the very important details here. Obviously the most asked question is when and where is DCON? So this year we're happy to host it on April 24th through the 27th, which is that Thursday through Sunday. And you may be thinking, oh, like Thursday and Friday, I have school. Well, in some cases, you definitely talk to your faculty advisor about this, but you might be able to excuse those absences since it is kind of educational and it is part of your school, and you're getting the leadership and education part of the convention there. And of course, we hosted our beautiful Daytona Beach Hilton, which if you look over here in the corner, you see some gorgeous pictures of it. If you get lucky, you get a room that's facing the ocean. You can open that balcony window and enjoy the fresh breeze in the morning. Or you can people watch. The pier is always super funny to kind of go and look at what all the random people are doing over there. And we're also going to be using the oceanfront or the Ocean Convention Center, which is right across the street. It's super nice, super beautiful. The staff there are super, super nice. Like if you're lost and need to find somewhere or some room, they'll direct you. There's a ton of us walking around too from the board. We'll definitely be able to direct you there too. They have big convention centers and all their rooms, nice AC in there. And it's super convenient. It's right across the street. So as long as you don't get run over, there should be no problem.
Perfect, thank you. For safety measures of getting across the street, we do ask that there be rules where you have to travel in most of the time pairs of 4 or more, but at DCON, there's a lot of people going across the street with you. So as long as you stay in big groups, never go by yourself or with 1 or 2 people, please take a handful of people with you at all times.
Okay, so how much does Econ cost? For a quad rate, which is 4 people per room, it is $360. For a triple room, it is $460. For a double, which is 2 people, that is $560. And then the single, which is only available for adults, is $760. So, although this cost can look pretty intimidating, there are plenty of fundraising resources that we have available for you, and you guys will see them all in like the next slides and things like that. But you guys will have the opportunity to scan QR codes and do things like that so that you have the opportunity to lower this cost.
Yes. So don't think that as the final price. Later on in this webinar, we'll go over different techniques and things you can use to get that price down. And so hopefully you won't have to pay much at all. So I also got this question within the RSVP. It asks us if you only had 1 person or 1 gender to a room. In that case, you would then select looking for a roommate or post them for looking for a roommate in which a different school can accept you as a roommate, and pretty much you just join their room. If you want a specific school, please coordinate with that school and then notify your faculty advisor and have that request put into the system. Don't just be like, oh, I want to room with them and just think about it and then not say anything, because that time coming, you will not be rooming with them. But any questions, just contact your faculty advisor. They should know who to contact if they have any questions. I'm here. Our registration, I don't know the exact word for it, but Miss Tinsley is also in the meeting if you have any specific registration questions, but she can help you out with that as well. But please reach out if you are looking for a different school, like you have a friend at a different school and you want to room with them. Please put that request into the system, which can be found on Community. So as we were just saying, there are many, many, many different ways to fundraise. So if you guys scan this QR code, it will take you guys to the Florida Key Club page /DCON, and that's pretty much our DCON page where we post all things that you need to know, such as our current registration status, and there are tons of different icons you can click on. If you guys scroll down just a little bit, you guys will find the fundraising guide. You guys click on that, and it'll take you to a page. We have tons of different things you guys can use that can get you funds pretty fast. We also suggest the rule of thirds, and this helps a lot of people go to DCON. And it's 1/3 cost covered by your Kiwanis Club, your Key Club, and you, the member yourself. So Kiwanis Club, if you guys don't know what your Kiwanis is, they are your adult branch of Key Club, and you guys should always be reaching out to them, connecting with them. Please, please, please don't randomly go to them and just ask for money for DCON, because if you don't know them and you start asking for money, likelihood being of it, they probably won't, but they are really, really nice people. And if you guys do have extra free time on your hand, I suggest asking to go to any of the meetings. And your Key Club, you guys should be having fundraisers throughout the year that should be able to support you going to DCON. And then yourself as the member can pay for 1/3 of it as well. So you end up paying about $100 or maybe a little bit more, a little bit less, depending on your club funds and how much you receive from Kiwanis. I'll give you guys the time to scan that QR code if you haven't already. But
A
we'll
link
continue.
was just posted in the chat as well with the DCON page from our webmaster, Eleanor. So if you guys are on your phone, you can also access it through there.
Thank you, Eleanor. All right, if it's in the chat, then we'll just go ahead and move forward. But if you guys do have questions on how to find different things on the website, please just let us know, and any board member here can help you. So registration is open. It opened on November 1st of 2024. And from there, your clubs are able to start registering again through community. Your faculty advisor is able to register you guys. If the faculty advisor does not know how to register, you should be contacting your lieutenant governor. They should be able to help. And if they are unable to, please reach out to the DCON committee. Our email is quite simple. It's decon@floridakeyclub.org. And you guys just shoot us an email and we'll be able to help you pretty fast. However, our registration does close on February 10th. This is a strict deadline. It is unfortunate, but after this, we cannot accept any registrations. So please make sure if you are going to DCON, you're interested and you're set on going, please have all those people into the system. You guys are able to create the start of a registration and just have people inputted. And as the time goes on, you're able to insert in more. But again, if they're not paying or they drop out, please make sure you remove them. So when that time comes, it's easy for us to see who's going and who's not. And then all payments have to be submitted on February the 17th. The registration does tell you where to send it, and just make sure it is in before February 17th. So what does your registration package include? I know you saw that price and you're like, okay, well, what's it including? We have many different workshops. We have different sessions, and you guys can split up as a club so you guys get as much information you need, and just have like one person go to each workshop and take notes. So that way, again, you get that information you're needing. We have a Kiwanis family speaker and an award-winning keynote speaker, Chris Molina. He is also on our page, on the DCON page at the very, if you just go to the bottom, you guys can find out a little bit more about him. He'll be there speaking and hopefully, again, inspiring you guys. So you also get souvenirs. We have something called an endowment table. There's different shirts and pins and so many things. If you guys seen pictures of DCON, you've seen these little tags that are connected to the IDs. Those are there as well. You guys get a themed DCON 2025 pin, a t-shirt, and many, many more items, which you guys will just have to come and see. We have journal sessions, and that just includes like the call of the night of. We have where we call to order and you guys listen to speeches and all of that. We have a fun talent show where different key clubbers just like you are able to show off their fun talents. And then the House of Delegates, again, if you're chosen to be one of the 2 delegates, you guys are able to listen to the final speeches of the candidates and vote for them, and then the bylaws, as mentioned earlier. You guys get breakfast, lunch, and dinner on Friday and Saturday. Unfortunately, we do not provide lunch, dinner, breakfast on Thursday or Sunday. There is many different convenient places around, such as like Domino's and everything like that. People usually either DoorDash or just walk across the street to Burger King and get something to eat. It shouldn't be hard. You guys can go as a club. Again, just making sure you stay in that big group and never go anywhere by yourself. So the DCON Code of Conduct, I cannot express how important this is to you guys if you are attending, that you guys read and understand this. All key club members and chaperones are required to follow the Code of Conduct. Violators will face consequences. So this can even include being sent home at your own expense. You will not be receiving a refund if you do break the Code of Conduct. When you guys are registering for DCON, it does talk about the Code of Conduct in the required forms. You guys are required to click check. And once you do click check and save, you did sign that. So it is put in place as soon as you set foot on hotel property. Some rules that are included in this are members are not allowed in any other hotel room other than their own. That means if you have a friend right across the hall from you and you're in your own room and they come into yours or you go into yours, that's not allowed, and you will be getting in trouble. Your advisor will be let know, and your principal as well. We don't want that to happen. So please, when you scan that QR code, find the Code of Conduct icon, and please read and understand that. Members must be respectful of hotel and convention property. We don't want to see vandalism, trying to break something, anything like that. We don't want that to happen. So please just be respectful. Don't do anything you shouldn't. You guys know this. You guys are key clubbers. We are all held to a high standard. So we expect great things of you. Members must be on hotel property by 11 p.m. and inside their assigned rooms at 12 a.m. In case you guys don't get the memo, you guys need to be like within the hotel on their property 11 p.m., no later. Please don't be at Burger King at 11:01 waiting on your fries. I know they're good, but please don't be over there. You guys will get in trouble. And then inside your assigned room by 12 a.m., no later. We should not catch you at 12:01 in the elevator because it's going slow. That is known to happen, but please plan ahead. Go into your rooms a little earlier so you guys don't get stuck by an elevator waiting on that to come down and get you. Because, of course, again, you will be in trouble if we do catch you out of your room. Again, this may sound scary, but please don't let it scare you. We just want to let you know that there are things put in place for your safety, and you guys should be signing that and understanding that. And if you have any questions on that, just let someone know in the chat. If you put a question in the chat, we'll go over it at the end, or just save that question for later. But again, the full code of conduct can be found on our website. If you scan that QR code, it'll take you right to our website where you can click the icon. So awards and contests. Forms can be found on the FL Key Club Awards and Contest page. The QR code is right there. And once you scan that, it'll take you to all of the awards you guys are able to apply for. All awards are due by February 28th at 11:59 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If there is any questions about awards or the contest, please contact that email right down there. The Aliana, the chair, and then their committee members are able to help you and guide you through getting those awards. It's pretty nice. You get plaques or anything like that. So I do suggest applying. There's like different officer awards. So if you are interested, please scan that and apply. I know they're looking for a lot of new applications. So yeah, I'll give you a minute if you guys are still scanning.
The QR code is also in the chat.
Perfect, thank you. So transportation, I got a question about this. Many questions arose on how you guys would be arriving at DCON. For some zones, they have a charter bus, for example, like Zone J and K. They definitely reach out to your designated lieutenant governor. If you don't know who that is, ask at the end of the meeting. We'll be able to provide that information for you. And just to see if they have one for you, most of the clubs travel with their a faculty advisor or school with like a big SUV or multiple different cars. Just be aware if you are going to the hotel to park, it will cost money to park in the parking garage or anywhere like that. So please be aware of that. But if you don't have a designated zone bus like the Zone J and K do, you as a school or a zone can all pitch in to afford a charter bus for the weekend. However, I will warn you, the prices do get up there unless you guys like are a pretty big zone or school that are planning to go. The more amount of people on the bus, the less that you guys will have to pitch in and pay, but that is on your own. We as like the Florida district don't provide buses to go pick you up and everything like that. So again, if you think that your zone may have one, please email your lieutenant governor and they can provide you more information on that. So a quick little sneak peek, and we'll show you some pictures in just a moment. We will have a costume contest on Thursday night. And if you can't tell, the theme is Under the Sea. You guys are free to use your interest. Be creative, but of course be in dress code, everything like that. We have a talent show and oratory contest that can be found coming up soon. If you're interested, feel free to sign up. We love seeing the new talents and everything like that. And you guys get voted on the best talent. There's a People's Choice Award and so much other things. We have fun workshops, which we talked about earlier, and then a governor's ball and banquet. This is where it's Saturday night dinner. We have like a nicer fancy dinner with dessert and everything like that. And then after, you guys are, of course, already in your nice ball gowns, tuxedos, whatever you choose to wear. And you guys are able to pretty much dance the night out. There's like a DJ and a dance floor and everything like that. So if you are choosing to miss prom, it's just another prom just with people you are going to get to know soon. So take that into perspective. So this is pretty much a sneak peek again. At the top left, you see the presidential awards that was awarded to 5 different key clubbers last year. The one right next to that is Luna. She was our talent show host last year. And then the one right to the right of that, that's Issa Allison. He is our district treasurer. That was him giving his speech. down the bottom left, that's Ronnie Hawk. She was our keynote speaker last year. You may know her from like Stuck in the Middle or On My Block, anything like that. She was there. People got to take pictures with her as well. People seem to love that. And then right in the middle of the bottom, that is one of our talent show acts with I believe that's a saxophone, but don't quote me on that. And then at the bottom right, that is Miss Tinsley and Mr. Tinsley receiving the Key of Honor Award. And yeah, that's just a little sneak peek of what you can expect. I promise it sounds confusing, but it's really just a lot of fun while you are at DCON. So that pretty much wraps up the presentation of what we have here. It was a pretty short presentation. That's why we wanted to leave more time for you guys to ask questions. And please don't feel shy to ask questions because someone may have the same question as you. And it would help a lot if pretty much you asked it and answered about everyone. So if you didn't have any questions, you guys can like raise your hand in the app. Yeah. So if anyone has any questions, is the cost? Where is? Yeah. The cost is per person. Yes. Layla?
My parents had some questions about the supervision. That's the only thing they were concerned about. So
The supervision. There are many different advisors that are put in place to pretty much supervise and walk around as you guys are as well. They're there to walk you across the street. They make sure no one's getting harmed, anything like that. Again, your faculty advisors doing that, or we also have zone advisors that are there as well. Yes, we do have adults monitoring every hallway, making sure you guys get across the street safe, up to your room safe, making sure you're never walking alone, anything and everything like that. It is pretty much like there is some great supervision there, and we're pretty much they're adults watching you 24/7. And I know it sounds scary, but it's put in place for a reason to keep everyone safe.
okay, thank you so much.
Of course.
Gavin, we have a question in the chat saying, can't we split the cost of quad rooms with other members?
The quad room price you saw in there, which is $360, that is per person. So you can't really like split it for one ticket with 4 other people, if that makes sense. That is just your ticket for that room. I don't want to say ticket, but that is kind of like your way into the room. So if you split it with 4 other people, they're pretty much paying for one of you guys to get into the room. So if you're talking about splitting the cost up, again, I suggest using the rule of thirds, and that is your Kiwanis Club, your club funds, and then you as an individual. Did that answer your question, Tamara?
We have another question saying, can 2 officers go to DCON alone if their advisor is not?
Yes, we received that question, I believe, and I would definitely reach out to the schools, the connecting schools and advisors around your area and see if they are able to supervise you. Please don't just go to DCON and drop yourself off and just have fun because you need someone to supervise you. And if I'm not saying this correct, an adult will correct me. But you guys are able to, if you're like your faculty advisor isn't, just try to find a different faculty advisor, reach out to your lieutenant governor to see if they have one that will pick you guys up. Is that
Yeah,
correct?
usually your Kiwanians might be able to as well. So if you're sponsoring Kiwanis Club has someone that wants to go, they can certainly accompany you. And then if not, I would definitely suggest reaching out to your lieutenant governor or to their zone administrator. And that way we can figure out if any other school has an advisor that can take more kids, and that way all of you can attend, even if your advisor is not able to.
Yeah, let's put it this way. You must be chaperoned by somebody that can actually put you down as their student. So hope that makes sense.
So in one way, the answer to your question is yes, but in the other way, there may be some work you have to go through. It shouldn't be too much. Just email your lieutenant governor, and they should be able to help you with that.
Our next question is, what is the chaperone to student ratio?
1 to 10. 10 students per adult.
For the costume contest, I noticed it's on the same day the convention starts. So would the contest be in the evening?
Yeah, so
Yes.
actually, as part of house, sorry, Gavin, to cut you off
No,
here.
you're good, you're
That got me
good.
excited. That got me excited. So I'm also your house subcommittee chair this year. And yes, so after the opening session, we have like a meet and greet or mixer type of event. So you get to meet everyone. That's when you would go ahead and participate in our costume contest. There's other little rooms that you can check out. There'll probably be a service project, a couple entertainment rooms, a meet and greet for the candidates. And overall, it's kind of just like a social atmosphere. It's kind of open for you to figure out what you want to do that night. But yes, the costume contest will be right after the opening session.
Yeah. Also, with on that Thursday night, it is the 24th. On that Thursday night, the Sergeant at Arms Committee will be hosting Spirit Key competitions. If you guys have not experienced that, it is a lot of fun. It involves different things like loudest zone, the best chant, anything like that. It gets really creative and a lot of fun and competitive. So that Thursday night, they may be pulling a couple people up on stage to pretty much scream for the best fitted um, I lost my train of thought, but pretty much whoever
Mem-
has that, whoever has the best spirit and the best costume.
Okay, we have about 3 questions coming in at the same time, but I'm just going to go in order. It's going to be my second time going to DCON, but it would be my first time being an officer there going into the House of Delegates. How exactly does it work?
Of course. So again, as I said it a couple times, but you have 2 delegates from one school, so make sure you sign yourself up as a delegate. And once you do have that, you guys will get a little like it's like a little sticker to stick onto your ID, and it says delegate. And you will get a schedule there as well. Please look at the schedule when you say where it says House of Delegates check-in and then House of Delegates. It's pretty much you go into the managed auditorium and you are going to sit down and wait for it to start. And then all the candidates for district officer will come like one by one come out on stage and give like their final why you should vote for me. And you pretty much as a delegate will get a Google form. And I don't know if it's Google form, it may be something different, but you fill it out and pretty much vote for your next district officers. And then you also are voting on bylaws. So it gets a little bit confusing, but governance chair Rose, she'll explain that and it'll hopefully be thought out and like it'll be easy when she talks about it. But you guys are also voting if you want that to be put into place or not. If you guys do like parliaments within your club, it's like all those in favor say aye, all those opposed say nay. It's gonna be something like that with the bylaws, but the 2 main things again are just voting for your next officers and then the bylaws as well. So you have a say in our next district board, our executive district board.
Yeah, the only thing I would add to that is to make sure you're checking your emails, especially that week before DCON. Whatever email you use to sign up for DCON is what you should continue checking, especially if you're a delegate, because they'll send emails to confirm that your email is working, because that's also where they'll send the voting forms out. So as you're checking into the session, they're going to ask you to pull up that email and make sure everything's functioning how it should. So that's just my suggestion, to not hold up the line or wait in line for too long. Make sure you're continuously checking that inbox so you get any updates that you need to get.
Next question is, will chaperones be able to room with their own kids if they are parents?
Miss Tinsley or Amanda.
The answer is yes. If they are related, yes, they can share a room, and they would both have to pay the double price.
And it has to be immediate family, and you can't connect yourselves through community. That's something that I have to do because the program is distinctly made not to allow children to be roomed with adults. So if you
we'll
just,
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
no, go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say we can put your email in the chat so they can email those special circumstances for you.
Awesome.
In the meantime, our next question is, have recipients been chosen for the reimbursement scholarship?
I will actually let the reimbursement scholarship chair talk on that.
So hi everyone, it's me again. So yes, we are working on finalizing those winners now. We did get a lot of applications, which is great news. I think it's amazing that a bunch of you took the opportunity to kind of go ahead and advocate for us to help pay some of your expenses. But yes, the winners will be receiving an email shortly, hopefully by the end of the week. As well as those who might not have gotten the scholarship, but we will be reaching out with other opportunities you might be able to take advantage of. And of course, if you did get the scholarship, to congratulate you. So hopefully by the end of the week, we'll have all of those out and you can just keep checking your emails.
Yes, I will say if you don't end up receiving the scholarship, please don't think it's the end of the world. Again, as Melissa just said, there are many different opportunities. But then again, if you are an underclassman, feel free to apply next year. Seeing that name over and over again is a good sign, and we may put you in our brains. So yeah.
Our next question is, what if you want to room with a specific person like your sibling? How does that work?
Yeah, so you guys as a club, if you guys are from the same club, you guys are able to request that. Your faculty advisor can put that. There is like a little rooming section part of the registration process in which you guys can request to be put in specific rooms. I promise it's not random unless you don't suggest anybody. So if you are going to be rooming with someone, specific, please put that into the system, or else the system will put you with someone random. And at that point at DCON, it's kind of out of our control. So yes, there is a system put in place within the registration process you guys are able to do to request the specific people you want to room with.
Our next question is, are there any major changes to this year's DCON that are different from last year's?
Well, of course, the 87th, we went from an 8 to a 6 to a 7, sorry. The theme is different, obviously. We are changing up the service fair a little bit to make it more organized and easier for you guys, so it's not like just chaos going on, which it wasn't last year, but yeah.
I think you can chime
Also
in for that.
have, oh, sorry.
Yeah, so we mainly took a lot of feedback from our previous decons, and we want to make sure what was available to change, what was kind of like too much. I know food is something that's always non-negotiable with those menus. I know I would love to have a buffet, but sometimes those things get a little more stricter. In terms of managing around the convention center, we're going to have a lot more maps put up in place, so everything is going to be more accessible. To the point, we received a lot of feedback on that. Really just improvements. There's no reinventing the wheel, but everything you're going to see is either going to be more accessible, more entertaining. And I'm not just saying that because Gavin is our decon chair, but we're making it a lot more funner this year.
Yes. Going back off of something he said, I know we've seen it a lot of times, the food, but of course, planning for 1,200 people for 6 meals over the weekend, it's not going to be cheap. So we do have to budget correctly, and we just had to put that out there that although food may change a little bit, it won't be changing that much where you guys get 5-star steak dinners every night. But we are planning to do the best for you guys.
Yes,
Good night.
Food is not bad. It's not bad food.
it's
There's
not.
always been some backlash about it, but we can't please everybody, but we do our best to please most. So I promise we do what we can.
Good night, everyone. This is Ms. Robinson, a Kiwanis advisor from Turks and Caicos. I want to know, what is the process? I have a student that has allergic reactions. How would we organize meals for her?
Yeah, so during your registration process, once you cover the medical forms and everything like that, you will need to mark that down within the registration process. So if they're allergic to gluten or anything like that, like peanuts, please do mark that down. So the staff, not only at the convention center, but also the staff that are handling registration process can get that marked down as well. Did I cover everything correctly, adults?
Would she be issued a special identification or something?
No, you put that on the registration, and Amanda downloads that stuff all the time, and she tells the hotel staff what she has as far as allergies go. And who has those allergies? Amanda, we didn't make things for the.
We did. We made little cards.
That's
So
right. We do. We have those little cards.
So we have usually about 100 to 120 dietary restrictions for each convention, and I will personally make cards, gluten-free, dairy, lactose, whatever is the restriction, and that's going to be put into each person's name badge that has that restriction. And then it's the student's responsibility to let the staff know that, hi, I am allergic to this, or I have this restriction.
Okay, then. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, they have all alternative meals ready.
Our next question is, do you have to eat at the convention center Friday and Saturday, or can you eat wherever you want?
Yeah, so the meals there aren't required, but it is recommended because we are budgeting for you guys to eat there, but it is not required. You guys are able to eat off-site. There's like Johnny Rockets and stuff across the way, like just a little walk, but you do not have to eat there on Friday and Saturday, but we do recommend it.
Yeah, let's put it this way. You've already paid for that food.
Yeah.
But there's some great chicken tenders about 30 feet away from the hotel if you'd like.
Melissa.
I'm giving them options, Gavin.
Do we have any other questions?
Allowed to go off hotel property.
Yeah, so again, you guys are able to walk, it's what's called off-site, and that's off of our hotel property, to look at the little shops across the way and pretty much walk the beach and everything like that. But if you are to go off of hotel property, you need to be traveling in larger groups, and that does not mean you can take your car anywhere. If you end up driving yourself or your advisor ends up driving you, please don't try to, sorry, leave or drive to like Buc-ee's or anything. We don't recommend that. But you guys are able to walk to different shops around the way. Yes.
Also, you have to check in with your faculty advisor or whoever your chaperone is, because they may not want you on the beach. We do have some clubs in Florida that do not allow convention goers on the beach. So you have to be aware of that.
Yeah, so definitely make sure you're telling your adults, and remember the rule of fours. So I know Gavin said larger groups, but hypothetically, if you don't have a humongous crowd, you can ask some of your friends or your roommates or people from your club. As long as it's 4 or more, you're allowed to kind of walk around, as long as you're being safe, making good choices, and letting your adults know. And make sure you're back on hotel property by 11 p.m. and in your rooms by midnight. There's no exceptions to that. It is in our code of conduct, and there will be disciplinary action if you are unable to meet those curfews. So I know Gavin mentioned earlier also, like the elevators, it's very notorious that they take forever towards the end of the night. So definitely plan, give yourself at least 15-20 minutes to start heading back to your rooms, and make sure you're on hotel property at 11 p.m. And no, that does not include the beach. But other than that, you're kind of free to go.
Also, just to keep in mind, we do have built-in free time Saturday afternoon. However, it is definitely not recommended that you go off prop when we're in session, either workshops, other DCON events.
Yeah, so I know last year it was put in place that advisors would be standing by the doors during workshops and those sessions. You guys should not be leaving the convention center. You guys should all be in there at that time. And unless it's like an emergency or anything like that, you shouldn't be leaving the convention center. And yeah, as Alejandro said in the chat, people are always in the lobby looking for other people to cross, or maybe they want to go to the same shop as you, something like that. Grab them, rope them along. But yes, it's important that you let your advisor know where you're going at all times. I suggest group chats, but also please go talk to them in person. They need to approve it, everything like that.
All right. This is a great question. How would you recommend conveying the importance of DCON to members, especially ones who may only see DCON as a pure vacation?
Yeah, so I know that many people who have gone to DCON before, they see DCON as like, well, a week off of school for Thursday and Friday, and there's just tons of fun things we get to do and everything like that. But I think that's where that authority comes into place. If you are a officer or anything like that, please convey the importance yourself by saying that we are not here for the fun of it, which there is different things for you guys to do that will be fun. But at different times, like workshops and everything, it's important that you get as much as information as you can because you are paying for your time here at DCON. So those workshops, please be taking notes, everything like that. Just let them know that, again, you're paying for your time here for a leadership conference, and that is leadership based. So please be taking it to that perspective, and don't be messing around the whole time, because there is some very valuable information that you guys can gather from this and help your club succeed in the near future. If that answered your question.
All right. Our next question is, does the hotel have a gym room?
I think that's an Amanda question.
I'm pretty sure they have
Sorry,
a
I
gym.
stepped away. I believe it does have a gym. I know there are 2 pools, 1 pool, 2 pools.
Yes,
2
I'm pretty
pools.
sure the gym is restricted 18 or older. From what we've seen in the past. Mind you, there are other people in the hotel that isn't the Key Club Key Club does not rent out the entire hotel. I wish we did. It was like a Key Club mansion. But there are people in the lobby constantly, so make sure you understand that.
Actually, Alejandro, at one point we did have the entire hotel. We just never filled it up.
We need to
So,
bring those days back.
So if I can go back to Tucker's question, conveying the importance, also keep in mind that other people have paid for you to be there. Like you're sponsoring Kiwanis Club and your Key Club. So by thinking it's a pure vacation, you're kind of wasting their money, so to speak.
Something that my club does and my division does after DCON is they do their best to attend their next Kiwanis meeting for the Kiwanis clubs that sponsored their attendance at DCON, and they kind of talk about what they learned and how much they appreciated the experience, because sometimes it really it helps the Kiwanians feel like they've really made a difference, which they did, by helping show that you learned a lot and that you had an amazing experience and stuff like that.
And I also recommend, if you have been to DCON, talk about your experiences to the people who are asking you about it. Kind of tell them. I know a lot of us had slightly life-changing moments at DCON, whether it was that one friend you met that you can't get rid of, like Gavin, or if it was all the memories that you created, or the things that you learned, or how much of a better leader you've become. Like, for example, we have my best friend over here sitting next to me, and he's our current financial chair because I dragged him out to DCON against his will, and he loved it so much. And I think it's a really great opportunity. And if you share your experiences and kind of your little niche moments that made you kind of fall in love with Key Club or Key Club as a district, please share that. I think that's the best way to convince people to tag along.
Yeah, and something that Andrea just suggested, she does suggest, everyone suggests bringing like a little tote bag or something that you can easily carry, and within that put like a notebook and a pen and all of that stuff you may need. Some people take like computers and chargers. We are not responsible for that if it does get taken, so be cautious of that. But we will, be cautious of ourselves. But yeah, please, if you're going to workshops and taking notes, we suggest a small notebook and a pen. Does anybody else have any questions?
There's nothing else in the chat as of right now.
If you do happen to think of questions, please feel free to email us at decon@floridakeyclub.org, or if you want to email Gavin directly, that's deconchair@floridakeyclub.org. If you have a question about registration, that would be Ms. Tinsley, which email I put in the chat earlier. Anything in general, feel free to email any of us on our board directory online, and we'll get it to the right spot where it needs to go.
Yeah, also, before you guys start heading out, if you did not already, I sent the link just now in the chat. That's a sign-in sheet. Again, Once you fill out that form, please fill it out for everyone sitting with you at your computer, device, anything like that that was present at the meeting. It just asks you a couple questions and like acknowledges that you were here. That is for our records to see, again, who was here and everything like that. So please do take time to fill it out. It should take like just a couple minutes, so not long. All right, last chance. Anybody have any questions? Well, in that case, we sincerely thank you all for coming out to our webinar tonight. We can't wait and hopefully wait to see you at DCON 2025. Registration does close here very, very soon. So if you are thinking about going to DCON, please start registering now. We are above last year's numbers. So that is great, great, great news. Please keep on, advertising that, get your club members to go, because it truly is a life-changing experience and we want you all to have the best time possible. So in that case, thank you all and you all have a great night.